Lives of family can share in groups you belong to. My sister, how are you? Ego Chinelo Catherine. Thank you. I thank each and every one of you for joining us this wonderful evening. My people, it's really disheartening. Really, it's a failure. I'm sorry. Not just on the part of the media people. I won't blame the media too much. Rather, I will blame the people who still listen to those people and think they will get anything resemblance of news from those people. They are there to distract you. They are not there to inform you. My sister, thank you so much for joining me. Amina Jenny, Frank Jerry, Frank Petra. Okay, Peters, no E there. Thank you. My sister, how are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining us. That's our sister from Jamaica. I've been trying to get her to come here and tell us what is going on in Jamaica, how they've changed reggae to dancehall. So we changed from raising lions and lionesses to bastards, idiots, and twerkers, people who dance naked in the clubs. Okay. Thanks. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm dealing with a lot. That's why I've been busy. I haven't been settled. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Yeah, guys on YouTube, I thank you so much. Yeah, we have a lot of people on YouTube this evening. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. So, my people, the thing we've been hearing for like 5-6 days now is second wave of the China virus. Now they are telling us that China has locked down this and that. It just this now at this point, it should be clear to us that this is film trick. It's now film trick. It's now a trick. Listen, if you live in the West, you know that whenever, even in Nigeria, when you are going from Hamatan, or from the dry season to Hamatan, or from dry season to rainy season, people fall ill. That's why they call the flu seasonal flu. Like in the West, when you are going from winter to spring, you get this wave of flu and fever. Then when it's from spring to summer, you still get it. Summer to autumn, the same thing. Then autumn to winter again, you still get it. So let's forget all this nonsense about the numbers rising. No, it is fever and flu. Tell me, for the past 6-7 days, they've been telling us that the number is increased. Okay, where are those people who are supposed to be suffering from flu and fever as a result of the change in weather conditions? Huh? Tell me, where are those people now? Any flu and fever is now China virus. Look at the other guy they were forcing in I think it happened 2-3 days ago. The video is on the page. 4 men couldn't push a supposed coronavirus patient into an ambulance, and those of them that were pushing them are not covered, no PPE at all. Nothing at all. Yeah, we'll still talk about the Canadian issue. if Canada loses a seat there and Britain is still there, they haven't lost any seat. Britain still owns Canada. There's a reason they call it the Dominion of Canada. Who rules over it? England. Okay? And that's in the Five Eyes Alliance. It's film trick. This is just a election malpractice. Duplication of votes. Wait, let me block this one. Duplication of votes. That's what it is. My people, please tell me, where are those people who are suffering from the seasonal flu? Where's the number? Tell me the number. I myself, I was down with flu for like maybe 12 hours. As soon as I got home, I took my lemon, mixed the things I'm supposed to mix. I took them and I'm free. Then they started with their George Floyd protest. Bullshit. Hey, another black man killed in Atlanta. Please go and watch the video of that man that was killed in Atlanta. There is a reason the media is not showing you that video. There is a reason they are not showing you that video, because it is not looking well for, it's not good for their narrative. It's not good on them. They can't show you that video. Why? The police guy was justified in that killing. It's not murder. You don't point your taser to someone who is armed with a gun. Now they are telling you protest this, protest that. Meanwhile, the real war is brewing in the East. Our brothers and sisters in India, please, what's going on between India and China? Two nuclear armed nations or countries. Two nuclear armed countries like China and India are at each other's neck. They're at each other's necks right now, and no one is saying anything. Kashmir, look at Kashmir. India thought they would be fighting with Pakistan, but the Pakistanis know exactly what they are doing. The media is not controlled by Soros. Even George Soros don't own himself. He is just one of the people they are using to manipulate things. With his Open Society initiative and MoveOn.org, the people that are sponsoring all these so-called Black Lives Matter protests. Imagine people at Premier League, black players, Black Lives Matter, and you're kneeling with your with a clenched fist. Seriously? Danny Welbeck and Co. I saw them. Where were those feats when Libya was being destroyed? Slavery is still going on in Libya right now. The only reason it's reducing is because the war has taken a new turn. Do you know that Turkey is currently in Libya? A strong military operation is going on right now in Libya. Turkey and Russia, they reach an agreement. They know the places they can. They can. Syria, Egypt, Sisi, Al-Sisi. Guys, you are talking about World War III. I think they fought World War III before. I think this is the Fourth World War. This is the Fourth World War. All these proxy wars, man, the days are over. It will now get hotter than we expected. And believe me, all these things will not end until after the US elections. Then we'll know where we stand. Why is Nnamdi Kanu doing a program when I'm live? Why is Nnamdi Kanu doing a You people will do well to leave this page the hell alone. Fuck off to wherever you are going to. Go there and get your daily dosage of hate. Are you hearing me? Well, let me block you first. Go there and get your daily dosage of hate. Okay? Go check, see whether you will hear this type of thing over there. Fool. My people, it is coming to a head, and if the US election is not over, these things will not stop. Okay? You remember Donald Trump went to India. Go and listen to his speech and what Modi was saying, and the whole Indians, they were jubilating, making noise, roaring in the stadium, everywhere. And the Chinese were watching. Modi thought that if anything happens, that the Americans will come to his aid. Guess what? They are not going to come. They have more than enough in their hands. And let me tell you something. China, I don't like, and I don't pretend to like China, but I'll tell you the truth. No country in the world currently will defeat China in a hot war. Try it. No country in the world, America times 5, would not defeat China. I've been telling you people. We'll get to the video I want to analyze. No country will go to war with China and defeat them currently. Okay? Go check it. Have you seen this? Their military, this thing they call a flying death sentence. Oh man. China has the Chinese have a weapon that will go from China to anywhere in the United States within 7 minutes. Within 7 minutes. Let's say the alarm goes off in Washington or anywhere. How long do you think it will take them to prepare, to get everything ready before the missile hits? And where exactly do you think it's going to hit? Huh? The Russians have a weapon that can trigger a heavy tsunami. No, they're not the only world power. Russians are there. That weapon, they don't even need to strike everywhere in your country. They just need, all they need to do is strike an ocean. Just strike your shores and it will trigger a tsunami, earthquake. HARP technology, you think the Americans are the only people that possess the HARP technology? Guess what? The Iranians have it. The other time I was doing a video, I said something, people started making noise because of your little pathetic feelings. You don't get your news any other place than one source that is feeding you propaganda. I told you people that Iran will sink Israel in 5 hours and Turkey will sink them in 3. You think these people have not been preparing for a long time? All these military maneuvers they've been doing, and all these weapon adverts they've been showing you. What do you think they are doing? You were there when Chairman Xi Jinping was taking salute in front of the Chinese military, and he was riding in a vehicle that looks the same as a Chairman Mao Zedong. Those days, you saw weapons. What message do you think they were passing? Look at Hong Kong. We did a program, and that place I showed us how China lost Hong Kong. In 2000 and was it 2014? Between 2014 and 2017, I think, when Xi Jinping visited Hong Kong, do you know how many soldiers he took to Hong Kong? Huh? Just on a visit. You know the message he was passing? The Chinese have arrived. They didn't they kicked the British out of Hong Kong in 96, or was it 97? Then that day they came and they just gave them the final warning. And last month they took over the whole thing and nobody did a thing. Nobody did a thing. As you are being distracted by fake protests, Black Lives Matter. These are black people in America. I will warn you people. White Americans are just silent because they know the trick these people are trying to do. They are just trying to use you to stir up chaos in their place. The day white people will pour out in the street and want to retaliate. You saw what the Italians did when all these useless protesters, see Antifa, the people with no upper muscle, want to topple the Christopher Columbus statue in New York. Italians surrounded the statues. And what happened? I am not surprised that you didn't see this coming. You have been focusing on the geopolitical aspect of this game, but it has gone beyond. My dear, I have been following it. Nothing is happened surprisingly to me. I've been following them. There is nothing. Do you know when I sounded the warning? 2018, I still remember the video. 2018. I'm just waiting for it to happen. And I've been dropping the clues in the videos I've been doing since last 2 months. Maybe you are not paying attention. But back to what I was saying. The Italians surrounded them, those useless protesters, fools, dummies. Couldn't do anything. When white people, black Americans, I am warning you, the day you people will get these guys angry, they will push you all into the oceans, Atlantic and Pacific, and nothing will happen. You are looking for their trouble. Let me tell you, George Floyd, okay. How about what's happening in Chicago? You don't understand what George Soros is trying to use you to do. And when it will happen, why don't you people go to the homes of all these Wall Street executives, all these banks, all these loan sharks, authorized loan sharks, these payday loans? Why don't you go to their places? And you want to destroy ordinary people's businesses, burning down their cities? Are you okay? They will slaughter you all, and I will applaud them. Believe me, I will applaud them. Maybe the remaining people will get back to their right senses. You don't know what's going on. They are using you as a tool. Look at your cities. Destroyed, desolate. Who are the people that did it? How many factories are in your cities? Chika Iwenna is not what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. No, he says something that I may even have to come and debunk tomorrow. Forget that thing. You are not getting it. These people, they will slaughter you all, and they will be right. They would still be right. Abolish the police. Are you okay? You don't know what a color revolution is? Please, those of you in Ukraine, the fake revolution that put Petro Poroshenko in government, doesn't what's happening in America right now look like it? Doesn't it look like what happened in Ukraine? All these fake revolutions, fake protests, the only thing missing is all these hidden snipers. The hidden snipers, like they did in Libya. They told you that the Libyan military were shooting at protesters in Benghazi. How? Hey, man. That's the only thing missing. And let me tell you what those guys are doing. The people that want to remove Donald Trump, you know what they are doing? They've lost everywhere. They can't control China. They created a monster they can't control. The Chinese are not dumb. Go and check the average IQ of the Chinese. 105. Average. A country of over 2 billion, forget what they are telling you that is 1.7 billion, is a lie. They can't be 1.7 billion for more than 15 years. Now, are you telling me that the birth rate and the death rate is equal? Huh? A country of over 2 billion people. And the average IQ is 105. They created a monster they can't control. The only way they will do it right with China is to put Joe Biden in government. Then the gravy train will keep on rolling. But with Donald Trump in government, China, let me tell you, when Donald Trump wins re-election, the Chinese will come back to the Americas and they will do a new deal. Guess who will lose? The people that control Wall Street. They will lose their influence and everything. This is their last roll of the dice. And I hope it come up short. Like it will come up short. It will come up short. Many people are not going to get this message. Well, if you are confused by the message you are giving, that means you are far from where the world is. I am not up to date. No. But you are very, very, very far. Guys, remember when we were doing videos in 2018, 2017, they were insulting us. Hey, why are you always talking about international? Talk about what's happening in your home. I say, hey, it is tied to what is happening in your country. They weren't paying attention, and the same people want to now teach me international politics. Really? Really? The same people who were making noise. Wait, in 3-4 months' time, they will start talking about this one we are talking now as if they are breaking any news. No, you are breaking wind. You are breaking wind. Guys, it's a terrible time we are in, and many countries know exactly what's going on. Europe is empty. America is not that strong. Okay? They have aircraft carrier here. Go and check the cost of maintaining a single aircraft carrier every day. Look at the one in Bahrain. Do you think those ones are going to keep on funding this thing when they know that these people have lost power? No. Donald Trump moved some Patriot missile batteries from Saudi Arabia. People don't get it. Still, people haven't gotten it. See, people haven't gotten it. Aircraft carriers. Do you know why they are building the aircraft carriers? Because the people at the military industrial complex are making money from it. An aircraft carrier is an outdated weapon in 2020, let me tell you. It's an outdated weapon. Just one small missile will destroy it. When I was telling some people, please watch all these demonstrations, all these new weapons, go and watch them, please. See what's going on and how people are preparing. Your people are there. Adebole, Oledepo, Sule Boy, and co. are busy manufacturing prayer points for you. Eternal fire of the Holy Spirit. This and that, why these guys are building weapons. The only person warning us is Vladimir Putin. Guys, tomorrow we are going to do a real program about this current war that is brewing. We are going to do it tomorrow. This is just a preamble to tomorrow's program. It's not going to be long. This is just a preamble to what we are going to discuss tomorrow. Have you seen the letter Vladimir Putin penned, the article he penned about what happened in the Second World War? All the signs are there everywhere. If you think it's a lie, ask Indians what's going on. Do you know the Chinese killed over 20 Indian soldiers? And for them to tell you that it's a 20 Indian soldiers, don't you think it's more than 20? Don't you think it's more than 20? And Modi, I am sure, is getting clear to Modi that, hey, the Americans are not coming to help you. The Americans are not coming to help you. They are not. Please, this person saying that the lockdown is destroying Igbo business. Please, did they close Igbo market and open Yoruba market? Can you people stop all this nonsense and focus on real issues for once? Can you? The Americans have more than enough to worry about. I was listening to Donald Trump's preaching yesterday at his rally. I listened to his speech. He said Germany, they reduced the numbers of their soldiers in the number of their military guys in Germany. This and that. Hey, Germany don't even want American troops there anymore. You are just bringing trouble on them. You are attracting troubles to them, and you don't expect them to pay you. Who are they fighting this war with? They know that actually they are not at war with Russia. All these things about Russia is a scam. It's a scam. The Russian project is dead. Their Russia project is dead. It stopped when the Serbians refused to be toppled. Look at Serbia and Kosovo. They are now going back to what it... Guys, I told you the destruction of Yugoslavia, by the time you get an idea of what exactly happened there, you will sink these people wherever you see them. You will dunk them. They were targeting Russia. After the death of Tito, oil market is not dead. It's back to 40 now. It's back to 40. It's back to 40. As soon as businesses start opening, factories start working, man, the oil price will still go. Everything you are seeing is artificial. The deflation in oil price is artificial. A lot of currencies that they've devalued, I'm not sure they are going to let it, there will not be a V-shaped recovery. To those ones, there may be V-shaped recovery in the US stock market. Look at NASDAQ, what it's doing. Just showing that it's just artificial. As soon as business everywhere opens up, it will go back up. But by then, they've destroyed the small businesses. Those are the people you are... See, you don't know what these people are avoiding. By the time they lose power, you will actually get to know who the culprits are. I'm talking about the two great wars, the First and Second World Wars. All this war is tied to the central banking system, in case you don't know. In case you don't know, Hello, one now I'm live, oh, and my video. And my video. Yeah. Mm. The other measure video can pop. Okay. The central banking system, after the 2008 crash, what solution did they prefer? QE, quantitative easing. Quantitative, what is quantitative easing? That is another word for counterfeiting. Now they don't even call it quantitative easing again. You just see QE. QE. The same thing the Romans did right before the fall of the Roman Empire. When they started debasing their gold. Guys, study history. Go study history. What was the value of $100? $100 of year 2000. How much do you think it is today? Even the $100 of 2012 is like $400 of today. Go check it. Okay, like 280 something, 300. The people controlling it are the ones that hollowed out their factories, ship them to China. Now, hey, if they lose the United States, it's all over. You think they will intimidate China for what? And they know exactly the deal Donald Trump gave to President Xi of China. And they are the only ones that are going to lose. That's why each and every one of them, all the corporations, those of you in America that are complaining, hey, Donald Trump, he's a fascist. No, the fascists are the ones that moved your factories from that place to China, and they will bring it back to you to sell to you at a very high rate. It will cost them $12 to manufacture there. They come back home, they sell it to you at $150. No tax, no import duty. And guess what? The Chinese have them by the balls. Their only play is to put Joe Biden in government. If Donald Trump does not win that thing, believe me, it has to be because they rigged it. And if they rig it, hey, you want to see protest? Wait until white people start protesting. And it will not be just an ordinary protest. They will cut these people down. All these their yachts. These guys have yachts stored with food and everything. You people are mocking preppers. The ruling elite of the West have prepped a long time ago. They know exactly what's going on. Forget, you see, James Mattis and the Mark Esper. The soldiers under them will kill them first before it happens. Then you will start hearing things about Jeffrey Epstein. Exactly what's going on. John Roberts. Why are people just complaining about John Roberts? You don't know him. His name is in the Jeffrey Epstein Black Book. Go there, you will see them, Republicans, Democrats. That's why both of them are ganged up against Donald Trump. You think 2016 was tough? Don't worry, wait until 2020 comes along. I told you so. And guys, a week before the US election, dump your dollars, buy gold. Let me sound it as warning again. Dump your dollars, buy gold. Did you listen to Donald Trump's speech? He called them out, and he doesn't hold back. Just that many people are not getting the message he's giving. All this nonsense. India and China. Do you know that North Korea blew up this? Sorry, let me charge this phone. Do you know what the North Koreans did at their border with South Korea? Do you know that? Man, of a truth, we are all confused. How many media outlets covered it? How many? Please, guys, without wasting any further of our time, let me go forth and show you the video. Ah, man. It's going to be Black Americans, you will do well to leave these people the hell alone. Hold your democratic officials responsible. They've been running your cities for decades, in some cases for a century, yet they've done nothing for you, and you are blaming it on who? People who are suffering also. That these people, they will show you who they are. They are fighters, they are warriors, in case you don't know. Let's go. This is James Corbett. Second wave panic explodes across the globe. New word next week. James Corbett. Let's go.
Welcome back to New World Next Week. I'm James Corbett of CorbettReport.com.
And I'm James Uppenflato from MediaMonarchy.com, tragically ruined with a terrific explosion. We've got that story plus media most foul, but first, U.S. coronavirus outbreaks spurred debate over personal freedoms, and this
U.S. coronavirus outbreaks spurred debate over personal freedoms. Okay, we're coming.
has been essentially the central debate of the age of medical martial law. This coming from the Associated Press. When the coronavirus flared in China this week, the country canceled flights, suspended reopenings, and described the situation as extremely grave. But with cases rising in some U.S. states, local officials have balked at even requiring people to wear masks. In the United States, which has the most reported cases and deaths in the world, authorities are wrestling with balancing demands for constitutional rights and personal freedom with warnings from health officials that being lax will have deadly consequences. China's response to about their...
Mind you, these are the same people that have been supporting the protests. Okay? Even health officials, over 2,000 health officials signed a document supporting the protest. Right now, you want to do what? Hey, this is a joke. Okay? At this point, if it's not clear to you, forget it. You are just too dumb to exist.
There are 137 new cases, amounted to actually a fraction of the number some U.S. states are seeing each day, they claim. In Arizona, more than 1,100 people visited emergency rooms on Tuesday, just a couple days ago, June 16th, alone with positive or suspected cases on Tuesday alone. Alabama also fast running out of hospital space, leading to impassioned debate over whether to require masks. Other states that haven't mandated face coverings, like Texas and Florida, are also seeing infections soar, with masks becoming a political symbol. Again, as your mainstream news is usually always going to be behind the curve, it's definitely already long been a political symbol. Pepsi presidential candidate Creepy Joe Biden is taking aim at Swamp Thing's approach to the scamdemic, the mask debate playing out nationwide, notably in hard-hit states where face coverings have become a political and cultural debate. The article then goes through all these second-wave cases in Arizona and Florida, which, of course, is going to make for, Major League Baseball impossible. Plus, Texas, Alabama wraps up, of course, with some...
Okay, let me delete these comments. I will not tolerate this type of comments here. Please go to where you are writing those type of things. Don't come here to talk about people's tribe or ethnicity. Okay? Go to where they are allowing you to talk that nonsense. Don't bring that rubbish here. If you're tired of staying here, leave. One more comment from you, I will block you. This is not a space for children. Go to where you're getting your daily dosage of hate, not here. I'm not going to tolerate anything from anyone here. If you have a problem with any Yoruba man, call that Yoruba man's name here and insult the person. You're within your right. Or you have any problem with an Igbo man, call the Igbo man's name here. Don't come here to type rubbish. Please. Leave.
Freedom lip service. Some city leaders voiced concern about trampling on people's rights. I think to make somebody do something or require somebody to wear something is an overreach, Montgomery, Alabama Councilman Brantley Lyons said. Meanwhile, European nations, which embarked on a wide-scale reopening last week, watched Asia and the Americas with trepidation. James, how is your trepidation going over there in Asia?
Oh, it's there's trepidation to go around and some despair. Yeah. So first of all, please remember who told you about the second wave and how it was going to be framed.
And you see, there will be maybe it will be after the American election will be out, will be over then. If Trump did not win, but he will win. If he doesn't win, at every given time, or even if he wins, when the weather is changing again, expect them to tell you about the high rate of COVID-19 if they didn't end the scam after the US election as soon as the winter comes. Because the weather will change again, people will catch flu and fever cases will be high, which is normal. Please, those of you in the West, is there any time the weather is changing that you don't get high rate of fever? Those of you who run pharmacy stores, whenever the weather is changing, you see people coming in with flu and fever. True or false? This is the same thing now they are telling you, second wave of COVID-19. Where? This is distraction.
It was here on this program. We talked about it before. The second wave is coming and you will be blamed for it. It's been set up for months and months. They've been planning this and setting it up. In fact, they even talked about this in Event 201. So it should be no surprise that it is starting to come to fruition via more statistical chicanery and what have you, of course. But at any rate, they are trying to make this real. And I'm taking the international look at this. So I see the rollout of the full court press for China. The second wave is hitting China, and Beijing is locking down again, and all of this coverage, this breathless coverage about the way Beijing is responding to the second wave that's apparently originating from China once again for some reason that remains mysterious. And so I think there's a couple of things to note about this. One is that embedded in all of the coverage about China and what they're doing about this is the implicit assumption once again that, man, it's so great. Look at the way they can completely lock down entire neighborhoods and weld people into their homes and do whatever they need to do. Yeah. If only we could do that over here. That is definitely going to be part of this. And secondarily, as you noted, of course, there has been mass unrest and kickback against the wearing masks and things like that in America. Well, guess what? After the second wave comes, and it's even worse than the first, you will be more compliant. And then the third wave and the fourth wave, and however many waves it takes to absolutely kick any resistance to the curb is exactly what they're going to do. They've told us since the beginning of this crisis, this is what's going to happen. Lockdown and release, lockdown and release, lockdown and release. It's the pattern that they've established, and we're watching it happen. So remember that they've told you about this. Remember that this is part of the plan. This is designed to wear people's resistance down to the agenda. It is coming, so brace yourself.
And as we've been saying, the mechanisms for this new announcement of control, again, they've been setting it up for the last 20 plus years. They're just now sort of, again, announcing it again. Your phone didn't just suddenly gain the ability to be tracked and traced all the time. It's always been there, not a bug. It is a feature. And that again, yeah.
Guys, you saw what the video one man showed, where his phone already has this COVID-19 tracking, whatever. Hey, it has been there since time began, since that your smartphone. There is a reason they call it a smartphone. Why do you think their secret agents are now dummies? Because those days they used to follow you like this, complete. Now they just have to track you through your phone. Everything is there, everything is embedded already. They just need to activate it. Okay? And you wonder where did I install this that they are showing me COVID-19 track and tracking device? This Google app of COVID-19. Hey, my dear. Maybe you will stop calling us conspiracy theories. Huh? Maybe you will stop calling us conspiracy theories. We've been warning you about this for a long time. Guess who thought to be right? Don't worry. Welcome to the new world.
That all ties in, James. You've nailed it exactly. Gosh, it's great how China can lock down in a heartbeat. Shouldn't we do that too? It is indeed a brave new world after all, James. And looks like a lot of these situations, again, if there's a move to be made on the grand chessboard, places are making those moves. A skirmish in Galwan.
A skirmish in Galwan Valley, India and China's deadliest clash in more than 50 years. The Indians think the Chinese are joking. Hey, man. It is going to get hotter than it is if Indians don't back down. And the Chinese will play their Pakistani card. The Pakistanis don't trust the Americans. The Americans tucked tail and run in Afghanistan. You didn't know that. Go and check the Chinese investment in Pakistan. Then you think the Pakistanis will do what? Will be on Indian side in this war? It is a lie. It is a lie. I am telling you. Donald Trump threatened that he thought it was the old time. He threatened the Iraqi prime minister. But the Chinese are solidly behind him. They couldn't go to war with Iran and you man. Indians would do well to not make the Chinese, get the Chinese angry. We are talking about, I told you it's a new world. After this China virus, is a new world. The old world as you know it is gone. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Why do you think the Chinese have been storing gold? Why do you think the Russians kicked out the international bankers from their place? Please, guys, let's do this. Check Forbes top richest men in the world between 2002 and 2010. How many Russians were there? Now go check. You don't see them anymore. Why? The Russians have taken back their resources. Now they gave it to only the people who will use it to develop their place. Have you forgotten when Putin went to that factory and ordered that guy, hey, if you don't reopen this factory, because the Westerners told him to close it. Why? To make life harder. For Russians, I was like, hey, why are you closing the factory? Okay, of course, pay them. Increase the pay. He made them, all of them, sign a document. Even the guy he was targeting was the last to sign. The guy held his pen. And then he told him, give me my pen. Vladimir Putin. I love him. He said, give me back my pen. Maybe I will do it. I will show the video as a bonus video segment. Give me my pen. He gave him his pen. And that is in front of the media. Total insult. Look at it.
Valley, India and China's deadliest clash in more than 50 years. This coming from The Diplomat. Weeks of tensions at several points along the Sino-Indian border broke into deadly clashes this week in the eastern Ladakh's Galwan Valley area. Don't worry, I included links to some maps. I had to look some of this up to get a little familiar with what we're talking about. Alongside an unknown number of Chinese casualties, at least 20 Indian troops were killed in a major brawl between the two sides, although details of the incident, which took place Monday night, June 15th, remain closely guarded. The deaths mark the first along this border in at least 20
is a lie. More than 20 people died there. Go and check the weapons the Chinese moved to that place. Hey, if India don't take that, they will extend and even take their lands. You want to know the origin of this war? Go and check the Indian wars of maybe, let's say, about 10,000 years ago. Yes. Some people will tell you, hey, what do you mean 10,000? Okay, let's do like 2,000 years ago. The Turks, the Seljuk Turks, do you know how they got to this place? The Mongols. Guys, you are entering into a new world. And it's a world that will only favor those who know history. It's a new world. Old books will be opened. You know, it's like when you hurt someone and the person is not strong enough to retaliate. Maybe after 100 years, 200 years, 400 years, 5, 6, 7, 1,000, 2,000 years later, and the person's children became strong, and they will see the things their father wrote down and kept for them. What do you think they will do then? They will come back for it. And guess what? You see the place they're fighting. Go and check. The place is rich in mineral wealth. In case people don't know, go check it. Go check it. Go look at it.
5 years. The violent clash, which early Indian reports suggested did not involve the use of any firearms, took place just days after reports in the Indian media suggested that the two sides had come to an agreement on a partial disengagement and had moved their armed forces back at several points along the border. So the site of this latest melee, the Galwan.
Do you know why they moved that? The Chinese just showed them, hey, we are not going to play these tricks, these games with you. The Americans may be telling the Indians, okay, you go there, go back and forth with them. The Chinese are not even going to wait for anybody. Where is the Hong Kong protest? Let somebody come and protest again. Let me see. Where is the Hong Kong protest? Hey. Man, the Chinese have arrived. I will show you that video of Chairman Xi again.
Galwan Valley, Galwan, Galwan Valley, a flashpoint from the 1962 India-China War that's reemerged as a point of contention between the two sides, starting in as far back as May of 2020. Like most of the terrain along this sector, it is high altitude and inhospitable. TheDiplomat.com says this makes clear that this is the most serious incident along the Sino-Indian border since 1967, when the two sides last had a major skirmish resulting in scores of deaths. And like I said, I'll include some links to just look at the Galwan Valley and the Galwan River and how this sort of sits, again, on the grand chessboard. So, James, basically, that's one way to do things, but I guess I like this other way much better. It's a lot showier. North Korea blows up South Korea joint office.
North Korea blows up South Korea joint office in Republic of Seoul. Where is the American? Where are the Americans? Where is America? Huh? Where are the Americans? You people don't know the story about that Korean War. You think these people are forgotten? Read it again. North Korea blows up South Korea joint office in Republic of Seoul. Guess who is shivering right now? The Japanese. The Koreans may end up reuniting, but it will not be on the terms of the Westerners. Hey, why do you still have your troops here? Get the hell out of there. The North Koreans don't even want them there. President Moon is willing to make peace with North Korea, but he is afraid of some mafia gangs in his country. The people working closely with the Japanese. Remember what I said last Sunday, when I told you that Samsung is working with the Japanese military. And I mistakenly said that they basically own the thing, but they just own, the Bank of Japan owns a very large share there. It's a South Korean company, but they are working with the Japanese military. Who are the people that signed the agreement? They are the people that think they own Korea. North Korea did not start the Korean War, please. And they know exactly how weak America is. Forget Hollywood. Forget what you watch on Hollywood. In an open confrontation, the Chinese will beat them like a drum, because there is no weapon you have they don't have. Dianne Feinstein had a Chinese spy working for her. This is the person that had all the secret documents Ronald Reagan had, Bush Sr. had, Bill Clinton had, Bush Jr. had, Obama had, and Donald Trump has now, then until they discovered the spy. The person had been working there for 25 years. And you think the Chinese don't know how strong or weak they are? Hey. You think? Donald Trump is not in any bunker. He's not, forget what you hear in the media. I don't know who is feeding you that thing. He's not in any bunker. He knows what's going on. And he will have to win the election first, then make a deal with China. Bring peace with all these people, then the international bankers will lose. The only play they will have is Africa. And I'm coming to Africa. Now you will know why they have their military bases all around Africa, the African Command, AFRICOM. But as Africa, don't worry, I'm coming to that one, please. Remind me if I forget.
In rebuke of Seoul, North Korea blew up an inter-Korean liaison office on its side of the border.
Okay, my sister, Chiamaki Ifeso, send me text me. Inbox me. Okay, someone please send her my number. You can inbox me. The number is on the page. See it there, or inbox me. There is a message box there on the page.
North Korea blows up South Korea joint office in rebuke of Seoul. North Korea blew up an inter-Korean liaison office on its side of the border in an explosive rebuke to Seoul, South Korea, that appeared designed to draw maximum global attention with little immediate risk of war. Whereas I would say that first story that we talked about is actual war with zero coverage and nobody paid attention to it.
Are you hearing zero coverage and nobody paid attention to it? They were there, the rally going on, the protesters. You see your useless people, brainwashed dummies. That was the day they were doing the black trans protest. How many black people are transgender and how many white people do you see in that rally? They outnumber the blacks. And we are kneeling down. Yeah, sorry for what? Fuck you. Get the hell out of Africa. You want to punish them for slavery? The homes of... Why about you invade all the old slave plantations? You don't know where they are? You mean from the comfort of my room here in Turkey, I know every plantation that ever existed there. And you don't know where those plantations are? Why are you burning people's shops and businesses? Go to the old plantations. You know why? When you want to start burning old plantations, you will start burning the homes of your liberal billionaire sponsors. Yes, that will require you to burn the homes of all these neocons, these neoconservatives. You see that against Trump, his fellow Republicans. Fools everywhere. What's happening?
It represented North Korea's most serious provocation in years and follows an escalating series of threats against South Korean President Moon Jae-in's government. State-run Korean Central News Agency said in a statement that the office, the most concrete achievement from a series of summits between the two Koreas in 2018, was tragically ruined with a terrific explosion. And we will include video of that explosion. James, one, did you watch the demolition footage? And two, I mean, I periodically see World War III just, trending along the sidebar with whatever maybe sports and TV news might be happening. It seems like it might be kind of getting close, eh?
Well, yes, one, I did see the footage, and I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It wasn't quite as entertaining and dramatic as World Trade Center 7, but there is a documentary airing on PBS.
Guys, watch. This is WT7, World Trade Center 7. They told you collapsed on its own as a result of office fire on 9/11. Guess what? It fell just like this one that was blown up. The Twin Towers. Guys, wait until these people lose power. You will know how you've been dumped down and fooled. I was dumped down and fooled too. Are you watching? This is 7 official 7. The name of that movie is 7. When it comes out, we'll come and analyze it too. 9/11 truth. Keep watch for, keep an eye on that movie when it comes out. That documentary film. This is World Trade Center 7. We may end up finding out that actually the ship that sank was not the Titanic, it's the Olympic. On 9/11, some people were called and told not to come to work that day. The Titanic, some billionaires, including JP Morgan, cancelled their trips at the last minute. He said he had an appointment with his doctor in Paris and he was seen elsewhere having fun as the ship sailed and got destroyed. Not enough lifeboat. Insurance scam.
Yes, in the near future about World Trade Center 7, so we'll direct people in that direction if they want to see some exciting and interesting footage of building demolitions. But secondarily, to your second question in regards to World War III, I really hope people will look at my last questions for Corbett. I think it's a particularly important one about the real nature of World War III and what's happening. To address these issues that we're talking about here specifically, I hope that this puts to rest the retort of the MAGA cap wearing Trump supporters that, it's a good thing that he's appointing Bolton and all these neocons to his administration. Keep your enemies closer. Ha, whoa, it's 27D chess. Yay. No, actually, no, that was a stupid move.
I don't know why Trump left this guy in charge. Imagine the former head of the CIA and he now made him the Secretary of State, the State Department that oversees the CIA. Mike Pompeo deceiving him with all this evangelicals bullshit. And John Bolton. Man, you are dealing with snakes. Sack all these people and bring in Douglas McGregor.
It always was, and it just proves that he's just part of the same old boys club that's working with the system. And this is exactly what you get from that. You ramp up in the media that North Korea is the biggest threat.
This is 3rd of January 2017. North Korea just stated that it is in the final stages of developing a nuclear weapon capable of reaching parts of the US. It won't happen. Story.
threat to human existence and such a vital existential threat to the United States of America. Remember that hype?
This is August 2017, about 7 months into his administration. Military solutions are now fully in place, locked and loaded. Should North Korea act unwisely, hopefully Kim Jong-un will find another path. Guess what? They did it and nothing will happen. China will not let anyone try that nonsense. You cannot do. Hey, China owns the Pacific now. There is a new sheriff in town. That is a sheriff I don't like. I hate, I detest with every bone in my body. But the truth must be told. They've arrived and they are going nowhere. You see the Japanese? The Japanese are quaking in their boots right now.
About North Korea is going to strike any day. It's the worst situation ever. And then Trump holds his big summit and everything's taken care of. Amazing diplomacy. Yay. Fast forward a couple years. Oh, everything completely back to where it was. In fact, probably even worse than it was before.
Yes.
Why is that? Oh, that's right. Because you entered into these nuclear negotiations by saying, you better disarm. This is going to be a Libya-like situation, i.e. you guys disarm and then we come and invade and bomb your country to smithereens. They continued with the war games with South Korea, continued the provocations. So North Korea has called it off in a very dramatic fashion to say, hey, we're not playing games here. Once again, surprise, surprise. No, it comes as no surprise to absolutely anyone who's been keeping their eye on this situation. And this is the kind of nonsense that calls out the political blather and hot air of the Trump administration on so many issues. It fails to deliver on absolutely anything. It's all just pomp and circumstance and show with nothing to show for it except for disaster and destruction. Secondarily, with regards to the India-China border dispute, if people really want to know what's going on here and what the background is, I did write about this recently in an article on what is happening, what in the world is going on, is what I titled it. And I did go into the background of this dispute and why it's kicking off right now. But really, to really understand the context of this, I think you have to go back to my reporting on the Kashmir crisis last year. And this has to do with India trying to change the status quo in that extremely volatile region bordering Pakistan, bordering China. There have been wars over this in the past, as you say. I think India is trying to return to some sort of pre-war status quo before China took over certain parts of that area and started controlling it, although India claims that it's highly disputed, shall we say. And I think this ties into previous moves that we've seen, again, from the Trump and...
This is the summit that got the Chinese angry. Go and listen to Trump's speech in India and what Modi. Ah, man, I was laughing. I say, hey, didn't you guys get the memo? Huh? Didn't you guys get the memo? You think President Xi is joking?
Administration to stick its nose into this situation and try to recast the entire geographical area as not the Asia Pacific. It's the...
This is the evil Mark Esper and Mike Pompeo. This is the fool that was undermining his boss. A war criminal you are looking at here.
The Indo-Pacific, because our guys, the Indians, are going to reorient everything, and we're going to put our lot in with them. I think Modi is taking that to heart and saying, okay, I got the U.S. backing, I'm going to go for it. And I think they're trying and pushing, and China is going to push back. And so there is, I mean, it's a chaotic situation and a potentially very volatile one that could escalate from here. Again, there have been wars in this area in the past, but the last time that happened, half a century ago, these were not two nuclear superpowers. Now they are. So once again, I hope people will keep their eye on the situation. I think it's rather important.
I think it's really interesting, too, that India and China are both just the two greatest New World Order models of a completely tracked and traced populist national IDs.
You remember what we did when we did the Bill Gates video? I think it was either the second or the third about India. Hey, India and China, they are all two police states. Guess what? Bad and worse are going to meet, and whichever one succeeds, man, you are not safe. You are not safe. What's the difference between India and China? Language. They are both autocratic states, but India is a bit fairer than China. Meanwhile, when it comes to privacy, forget it. It's non-existent.
All that stuff. And again, it's some ways this fight, it almost makes me think of, well, do you want Brave New World or do you want 1984? But those essentially are kind of...
Do you want a Brave New World or 1984? Both are the same. Okay? Each other danger, each other dangerous. We're off.
the choices there, James. Speaking of media, we move to our third and final story this week on New World Next Week, episode 412, Interview Most Foul. James, I added a little extra title to this. Bob Dylan and the New York Times Effect on Man. This coming, of course, from the fantastic Off the
Okay. I think we are done for the. But let me show you people what I'm. Please go watch this documentary, James Corbett. Okay, I will share it on the page. Go watch this documentary. But let me show you what I mean by President Xi and Mao. Hold on, Xi, Mao parade. I want to show you something. See Xi here. That day he marched. The 70th anniversary of the China. Guys, pay attention. Pay attention. Watch. You think they are joking? Watch. See him. Wait, after the speech, you see him. Watch weapons. This is the same vehicle Mao rode when he's there. Watch the weapons around here. Guys, these guys are not kidding. These guys are not kidding. They will sink the whole world in 10 minutes. I'm not playing with you. If they don't have enough weapons to do it militarily, they will make sure that they will use an EMP attack. They will use an EMP attack, and when there is an EMP attack, I am telling you, if the blast radius is like the whole world, of which they can destroy it 20 times over, every electronic in your house will explode. Your telephone, your radio, your television, everything around will explode. Now, tell me how many people will be outside then? How many people will be without their phones? Do you know the fire? Guys, these people are not joking. We Africans, we are there praying Holy Ghost fire. See the Holy Ghost fire they have here. Watch around there. He's imitating Chairman Mao. imitating Chairman Mao. After that, Nixon went to China. Now this time, guys, these people are not playing. Hey, all these African leaders that are getting loans from them, don't worry. When it starts, when the Chinese know that Africans are ready to take you people out, they will be at a corner and ask us to finish you people. Yes. It's a new age. This is a new age, guys. Watch him. See what you see all these ones? They have gyro, these are their drones. They have gyrocopters, a gyrocopter that will carry 2 people. Small thing like this that can carry 2 people. And they have millions and millions of them. When they are flying into your place, guys, it's, oh man, see goosebumps. See goosebumps all over me. It will be like low cost. And we are here doing nonsense, watching rubbish. We don't even know where the president of Nigeria is. Our vice president, we only saw him when he went to attend a burial. He's a burial minister. Our funeral minister, aka vice president, our vice president died. Abba Kyari. The figurehead vice president. Where is the president? We don't know. Look at what people are doing. Look at where the world is. Oh, man. 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 See weapons. GF 100. Oh, G. I remember when the day of this parade, some fools, that was last year, they say, hey, all those weapons are not real. Try them and see. They are not real, right? Try them. Man, look at this one. Look at this one. Man. God, man. DF 41. God, DF 59. God, man. Africa is being ruled by weak people alone, weak people. Wallahi, oh man. I hear someone saying that America has a plan. What plan? American soldiers are returning from war and killing themselves on average 22 every day. America ran away from Afghanistan. They've surrendered to the Taliban. You think they can tell? They are weak. They are weak. The IQ point of an average Chinese is 105. You see these soldiers? Have you seen the special forces of China? Hey. Do you know that they have this technology that's a uniform they will wear? If someone wears it, you can't see the person with a naked eye. You know they have that weapon? You know they have that? Oh. Doesn't this look like the CIA C-130 plane? Huh? They copied all of their technologies because most of the things America is using is being manufactured in China. And you think they don't have access to that technology? Oh, yeah. See. Command and control. That's the command and control plane. Are you seeing it? Wait, the flying death sentence is coming. See. Look at the sky. 70 years of the Communist Party. Gee. Ah! Oh yeah, no. Mama me water. Guys, not be joke. These guys are not kidding. These guys are not playing with anyone. Africans, where are we? Where are we? Weak people ruling over us. You see the United Kingdom, UK, double their military. Turkey will beat them in 2 days. People have prepared for this day a long time ago. Guess who didn't? Us. Us. We didn't prepare. We didn't. People are still dying of hunger. No electricity. In major cities. Imagine your capital city. Most people in your capital city right now don't have electricity. In 2020. Not 1920. And Hollywood propaganda is this. Don't worry, let them. In fact, the only saving grace we'll have is if they are fighting. Americans and the Chinese went to open, but they can't go to open war. Now you know why the Filipino president did not allow them to use him as a pawn in their game. China will level any country that stands in their way right now. The South China Sea, enter there, you will tell them exactly whether it is South American Sea or South China Sea. Let their military, let their submarines or their aircraft carriers sail through the Hong Kong harbor without the Chinese letting them. Let's see how it goes. When the aga pia mmadụ, akụ mmadụ ka ịgba. Akụ mmadụ mkpori, akụcha gị bullshit, ikwete na ike dị, ikwetegodu na ọ na-eme. Guys, get ready. Get ready. Get ready. It's hitting up. You have no rulers. You have no leader. These dummies, and you guys are still silent. Hey. The Chinese money. My people. My people. The message is clear for all to hear, for those who have ears. It's going to be dangerous, and it's going to get real hot. It's not stopping. It's midnight here now, my people. Thank you so much for joining me this wonderful night, and thank you for stopping by. It's my pleasure. Those on YouTube, I thank you for joining. Guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me show you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me show you my YouTube channel. Because if the Facebook page goes down, we'll converge there and start again. No retreat, no surrender. This is my YouTube channel, Ijele Speaks. Come subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. I lost. Oh man, what did I do? Oh. Guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's stay in touch and not lose touch with each other. Guys on YouTube, I thank you. Please like it and share with your friends and family. Hope to see you soon tomorrow. I don't know whether it will be no, in the morning I have somewhere to go, and tomorrow is my birthday, guys. Okay, I may not be able to broadcast tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday. You know, I just have to sit back, relax, and have some business appointments. When I come back, I'll do my best to host a show. If not, it will be next tomorrow, and we'll have lots and lots of things to unpack this week. Guys on YouTube, I have to let you go now. Thanks.